What podcasting gear should I invest in? Hello, friend. Thanks for pressing play on this episode of the Brassy Broadcast. I'm Jen Eads. I'm a musician, a student of the creative universe, and a curious girl full of questions. I'm also the head broad in charge at the Brassy Broadcasting Company, where I partner with the creators, the doers, and the makers of the world to put them in the ears, heads, and hearts of new audiences with podcasts and other audio goodness. When you're ready and want more in-depth one-to-one coaching on your podcast workflow, audio quality, or help jumping some other podcasting hurdle, click the link in the show notes or go to brassybroad.com/Brass Tacks Podcasting Toolkit. Until December 31st, 2017, that link will take you to the Brass Tacks Podcasting Toolkit page, where you can schedule a 1-hour strategy session with me to learn how to get the most out of everything I've packed into this digital toolkit for the price of $97. This package contains tools, templates, and tactics to help you build a strong foundation to support your podcast. And I'm here to show you how to put it all together. Now let's talk about investing in the right podcasting gear for the job. The curious girl in me loves recording gear, gadgets, and apps for podcast recording. I'm always looking for ways to sound better and improve my podcasting workflow without winding up in the poorhouse. Simplicity and ease of use are key factors in my purchasing decisions. I wanted to share some questions you should be answering before spending money on gear to make sure that you're investing in the right tools for the job. Here they are. Where are you recording? Do you need a setup that is mobile and easy to pack up, or are you consistently recording in the same place? How many people are you recording in the same room? Do you need to record guests remotely? Are you broadcasting your show live, or will you be doing post-production? If doing a live show, do you need to be able to take callers? What's your budget? How tech-savvy are you? Think about room to grow and how you might expand your show in the future. These are all considerations to think about before you buy that next piece of podcasting gear. How do I record multiple guests in the same room? This is a question that comes up regularly. When possible, make sure each guest has their own microphone and that they are being recorded on separate tracks. It will make your post-production life so much easier. To get each of your guests recorded to a separate track, you're going to need an audio interface or a mixer. Audio interfaces and mixers come in all shapes, sizes, and price points. This is why it's super important to be clear on exactly what you need your gear to do. Audio interfaces allow you to plug in multiple microphones and send them to separate tracks in your recording software. Other than a gain knob, most basic audio interfaces don't come with a lot of bells and whistles. Their primary purpose is to get your audio signal into your recording software. Mixers have more bells and whistles. They give you more control over the sound going into your recording software. Depending on the mixer, you can add effects like reverb and adjust the bass, treble, and mid frequencies. Mixers are great for podcasting at live events, or if you need the ability to bring live callers into the mix. They give you more control over what is being sent to your recording software. Most budget mixers will mix to a single stereo track. If you only have 2 microphones, you can pan one to the left and one to the right, so that isn't that big of a deal for post-production. However, if you need to record multiple separate tracks, make sure the mixer has that capability before you buy it. Phantom power is another consideration for mixers and audio interfaces. Condenser microphones need phantom power. If you're using a condenser microphone, make sure the mixer or audio interface has phantom power. Dynamic mics don't need phantom power, so there's another consideration for when you're selecting your microphone. And if you haven't already, go back and listen to episode 5 in this 30 Days of Brass Tacks Podcasting Wisdom series to get more info on selecting the right microphone for the job. I thought this might be a good time to share a little about the podcasting gear that I use. I will say up front that just because I use it doesn't mean it's the best gear or the right gear for you. I use what works for me in a variety of applications, and that falls within my budget constraints. Much of the gear I use is also used for the music production work that I do, so it would be overkill if I was podcasting only. My desktop studio setup includes an iMac, an Apogee Duet USB audio interface, and the Duet has 2 channels. That's usually all I need when I'm recording in my studio. I primarily use Logic Pro for recording, editing, and mixing my show. It's what I've used for years for my music production, so I was comfortable with it already. In the past, when I've recorded interviews over Skype, I've used Audio Hijack to capture the audio recording. I'm always looking for and experimenting with better ways to record guests remotely. I've also used Ecamm call recording software for recording Skype calls. It did a great job. And lately, I've been impressed with Cast, and you can check it out at TryCast, and that is tryca.st. The microphone I've been using to record this 30-day series of podcasts is the Rode NTG2 condenser shotgun microphone. I've used a variety of other microphones over the years to record the Brassy Broadcast, including the Audio-Technica ATR 2100, Shure SM57, and Sennheiser E835. The Sennheiser is the microphone I use in my musician life. I've used it for years as my primary stage mic for gigs. That thing has taken a beating. For podcasting on the go, I use the Zoom H6 recorder. I love it because I can record to an SD card or plug it into my MacBook Pro and use it as an audio interface to record separate tracks. I can plug 4 microphones with XLR connections into that recorder. It also has phantom power, and the 2 microphones that come with it as attachments sound fantastic. I'm so happy I invested in that Zoom recorder this year. It's given me so much flexibility. I hope this episode helps answer some of your questions around investing in your podcasting gear. If you have more questions, you can always email me directly at jen@brassybroad.com. If you found even the smallest little nugget of wisdom in this episode, please share it with a friend that needs to hear it. Don't be stingy. Spread the podcast love. Instagram is my jam. You can connect with me there to get the behind the scenes where my podcasting and musical worlds collide. There are also lots of pictures of that dog and cat that run this studio. For my podcasting tutorials, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can even listen to the podcast there. You can find me on YouTube at Jen Eads, EDDS, Brassy. Thanks for listening. Now get out in the world and do some good.